How much discrimination do LGBT individuals face in the workplace? Research shows that up to 43% of gay people experience some form of workplace discrimination, harassment, or mistreatment on the job. And this can be anything from receiving a negative performance review from a boss who is openly anti-gay vandalism of a person's work area or common space, and even physical harassment and attacks. For transgender or gender nonconforming employees, it's even worse. 90% of transgender workers experience some form of harassment, discrimination, or mistreatment on the job. And this harassment and discrimination has real consequences for LGBT people and their families. They have higher rates of unemployment, higher rates of poverty, and lower rates of access to health insurance and health insurance coverage, which for most Americans is an employment benefit.
Well, reality is that we all want to have respect. When it comes to working with peers and when it comes to working with any individual, all you need to do is have a conversation and understand how you're similar. We tend to focus a ton of attention on what's different, and the reality is that we're more similar than we're not.
Regardless of what your label happens to be, that's usually the first thing people notice. Whether you're African American or Muslim or gay or straight or whatever, labels are always the first identifier and the things that people are going to judge you based on. The more we can break down those barriers and remove those labels and truly see people as just people and coworkers and friends, the happier I think everyone would be.
You try unnatural things, and finally you land up by saying you no longer enjoy having sex with the opposite sex, so you have sex with the same sex. So sister, because they have broken the law of Almighty God and they do unnatural things, that's how psychologically they become a homosexual. So, but naturally, if you break the law of Almighty God, that's totally wrong. And that's how it lands up a person being homosexual. So they are to blame, and Islam prohibits homosexuality. Even Christianity prohibits homosexuality. Most of the religions are against homosexuals. It's now the Western countries are saying, because in democracy, whatever majority says, you win. Majority wins. In Islam, majority doesn't win, the haqq wins. The truth wins.